what's going on? What's going on, everybody? There we go. Had to turn up my fader in my ears. What's happening? What's shaking? What's doing? Hey, it's 11:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The date today is Thursday, July the 16th, 2020. I'm coming to you live from the VoiceMann Studios in Toronto, Canada. Ooh, you like that one? You like that new track? I like that new track. Let's play that track again. Why? Why are we going to play that track again, Dave? Because we can. Because it's amazing. Welcome to McRae Live. Hey, this is episode 80. That's right, 80 of McRae Live. Hard to believe we're up to 80 episodes today. Today, I want to talk about, oh man. I'm gonna roast the fuck out of you is what I'm going to do. And you're gonna love it. You're gonna take it. Because that's what happens when you subject yourself to the interwebs, folks. That's what happens when you put yourself on the internet. Now, what am I talking about, of course? All right, well, I'm talking about Halloween Kills. Ooh, I look a little washed out. Let me see if I can fix that. I look a little washed out. Let me just see. Hey, hang on 1 second here. I look a little washed out. There we go. There we go. Add some color to my face. There, that's better. I'm really, hey, listen, I mean, I know I have some English in me, and my mother was born in England, and the sort of the pale skin kind of, you know. Funny enough, though, actually, I tan really well. I do. I think it's the French side in me, maybe, because my father had a French side in him, and I actually tan really well. I don't burn. I look pale because I spend most of my time indoors working from my home studio. But if I get out into the sun and I lie on a beach somewhere, I actually can tan and get a nice real golden tan. It's really awesome. I should really do that more. Of course, taking precautions, of course. We don't want any skin cancer going on. That being said, so what am I talking about today? Well, I, of course, am talking about you know what? Let me just put this down. This is bothering me. This looks just a little, hang on a sec here. Let's see if I can, there we go. I just find that I'm getting blown out on one side. It might be that side there. Just a little. No, I think that's all right. I think it's all right. We're fine. I think we're fine. We're fine. Maybe that'll help. Maybe it'll be okay. Anyway. Okay. So, just make sure I'm not too blown out, but it might just be me. So what am I talking about? Well, of course, I am talking about, the, Halloween Kills, a petition. There's a Halloween Kills petition, folks. There's a Halloween Kills petition. Now, this isn't anything serious. This has only got, I can't remember the last time I looked, which was a few hours before I went live here today. I think it's got close to 500 signatures. That was its goal. Its goal was to get to 500. And I'm like, why so fucking low? Like, I mean, why not reach for the stars, man? You know, if you're going to put up a petition, reach for the stars. Why 500? If you aim low, you can never be disappointed, right? I mean, that's really what it is. If you aim low, you will rarely be disappointed in life. It's true. Shoot for the stars and take the risk, or aim low and never be disappointed. And this guy really is shooting. Because, I mean, really, to get 500 signatures on a Halloween Kills, it's not hard. And then if you exceed that, it looks really good. Holy shit, he only wanted 500, but geez, he's got 5,000. Anyway, Darren Sands, my amazing moderator here, Darren Sands, brought this to my attention on our Patreon-only Facebook page. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, God. Now, listen, I'm about to roast you. Okay, not Darren. I mean, the the people that, this petition. Now, let me preface this roast by saying, folks, this is satire. I am busting your balls. If anybody who signed it is going to get upset.
I'm offended. I'm offended.
I don't care. I really don't care. Nothing happens when you're offended. I don't believe there is evidence, as far as I know, of somebody being offended and then the next day waking up with no legs. I don't think, of course, that probably offended somebody right there. The point I'm making is, folks, is that this is all in fun. I'm busting your balls. Of course, that's what you say to dudes. I don't know what you would say to women. What, I'm busting your boobs or something? I don't know. I'm busting your I don't know. What do the ladies say to each other? I have no idea. You can chime in and let me know. But I am just having fun. I am poking fun. And if you don't like it, I don't care. You shouldn't put yourself on the internet. You shouldn't put yourself on the internet if you don't want to be open to the possibility of being made fun of. And you know, that's just the way it is. This is all in good fun. I don't know these people. Their hearts, I'm sure, are in the right place. Listen, I want to see Halloween Kills just as much as the next person, right? I am disappointed too. It's kind of sucks. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. I'm okay with it, like I said, because I understand the logistical reasons of why they made the decisions they did, but I'm not upset. I mean, I'm a little disappointed. It sucks. And would have been really cool to see that movie, but who cares? I mean, it's not a petition. What the hell do you think is going to happen? You think Blumhouse is going to look at it and go, well, hey, you know what? Hey, call Universal. We got a petition here. We got to fucking release this thing. A petition for Halloween Kills? Really? Really? Come on, man. Anyway, let's go over to the petition here and see what's going on. So here we are. Here's the petition. Change.org, folks. You know what? I bet you there are a lot of good things that change.org does. And I bet you most of the things that appear on change.org don't change shit, as far as I'm concerned, because probably most of the stuff on change.org is garbage, nonsense, dog shit. Stuff that nobody gives a fuck about. Stuff that just, you don't need to change it. What do you do? This is not what it's for. You don't use change.org for this kind of trivial nonsense. Jesus Christ, use change.org for something that's gonna better humanity, that's gonna change, the fundamental fabric of society, or that's going to, help children or I don't know, something other than Halloween Kills. Anyway, here we are, change.org, Halloween Kills. 493 signatures out of 500. Amazing. Amazing. Who are these people? Shame on you. Who is the author of this? Dakota Frederick. Dakota Frederick started this petition to David Gordon Green and 4 others. I'm sure the 4 others are probably John Carpenter, Blum, and I don't know, somebody attached. He says here, Halloween fans. Dakota, come on, man. Go have an ice cream cone and sit and play some Sony or something. Halloween fans, with the announcement of the delay of Halloween Kills today on July the 8th, there is a lot of growing concern in our fan base. There's no growing concern. What concern is this, Dakota? What is this concern? Tell me, what is the concern? You can't just say there's concern and not point to specifics. You have to tell me what the concern is so we can look at it together and then figure out whether or not it actually is a concern or nothing but a fanboy who's got his knickers in a twist and is just pissed off that he's not getting the movie he wants. That's not a concern. I have a concern. I don't care. Anyway, here we go. So the delay of another year could really jeopardize the success of this movie. Well, okay, here we go. Here's the concern. All right. With the leaks and spoilers getting released from test screenings and getting posted online, it's already happened, fans are growing impatient and reposting them for others to see. But you know what? You don't have to see it. Unless this is a Clockwork Orange and somebody is pinning your eyelids back like they did to Malcolm McDowell in A Clockwork Orange, you don't gotta see it. If you see a Reddit thread that says Halloween Kills, spoilers, don't click on it. Don't click on it. You have no one to blame but yourself. But he posted it, but you clicked on it. Yeah, but you should know that I have no self-control and it's Halloween and I need a... Come on, man. Jesus Christ. You know what's really going to affect the success of the movie would be COVID-19, not some spoiler that you don't need to read that's online. Anyway. So he goes on here and he says, test screenings are getting posted online. Fans are growing impatient, reposting them for others to see and causing it to be spoiled. Okay, I think as fans, we need to unite. We need to unite as fans. Yes. Dakota, Jesus Christ. And ask for the release of the movie on its original release date of October 2020. Fuck COVID-19. Who cares about this pandemic, right, Dakota? Who gives a shit? You want to see this movie. I get it. I understand it. Okay. Or not as delayed. I love this grammar. Or not as delayed at the very least. Not as delayed. Okay, so what? You want, instead of October 16th, let's do it October 15th. Let's do it at the end of August. Let's do it at the end of August. That doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't even make any sense, Dakota, because here's why. The pandemic is running rampant, okay? Now, here in Canada, in certain parts of the world, we're very fortunate. We seem to have flattened the curve, although there could be a second wave. Who knows, right? But we're not doing too bad. In the United States, in the two biggest markets, arguably in the world, certainly in North America, is LA and New York. And they are firing up again. They're having spikes like crazy. So why would they release it earlier, not as delayed? That doesn't make any sense. If anything, it would be more delayed because of everything that's going on, right? I mean, that doesn't make any sense unless you're talking about something that's marginal, like, well, instead of the 16th, what about the 14th? I mean, which doesn't make any sense either. Anyway, not as delayed. Love the grammar, folks. Fans have been anxiously awaiting 2 years for the next chapter of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode saga. Well, that's not actually true. It's really only been a year because it was last summer that it was officially announced that they were going to do a sequel. Officially. So really, it's only been a year. Officially, anyway. Fans have been anxiously awaiting Michael Myers saga, and adding a third year combined with increasing spoilers could really damage the success of the buildup of this movie. But COVID-19, not wearing a mask, more things spreading, not as many people attending the movie theaters, people afraid to go out, lower capacity in the movie theaters, 50%, 25%. That, fuck that. No. It's this. Let's go. So he wants you to sign it, folks. He wants you to sign it. Go over to change.org right now and sign the petition. You think I signed it? Let's see who signed it, shall we? Let's see who's signed it. Let's scroll down here. We go. Oh, there's Michael. Michael's standing there like just chilling like a villain amongst the fire there, and he's just like, yeah, fucking love that fucking Michael Myers shit. They got Arnold. They got my Arnold Venice Beach, Muscle Beach, shirt on. I bought this when I was down at Muscle Beach pumping some iron. No, I wasn't really pumping iron, but I was down there. Killing it. We have been growing and killing it with this petition. We've been killing it with this petition. We are almost at our goal of 500, and I know we can reach it and make this successful. I feel as though there has been some confusion about my goal here. I'm not... Oh, let's read this. Can we click on this? I think we can. Oh, he's got more. Okay, all right, good. He's got more before we head down. I didn't realize that we are killing a 500 goal. I feel that there has been some confusion about my goal here. I'm not exactly asking for it to be in the theater, but it also could be VOD. Yes, but if you understood how the business side of it works, you would understand that you would not make $250 million at the box office. But Dave! They don't have to make $250 million to make their money back. No, that's true. That's true. But when you have a first installment that makes $250 million, you want to put yourself in a position that's going to give you the best probability of financial success. And that right now at this very present time is not VOD. It might be in the future. It could very well be, but it's not when you have a movie that has the potential of making maybe not that much, but close to that much. You want to release it in the theater. You want to release it in IMAX. You want to charge more for the movie. You want to make money. This is a business. Fans come second. I'm sorry. It's true. Or it could be a theatrical release, but bottom line, or it could be, wait. I'm not saying that I think they should release it in the movie theater. It could be VOD, or it could be a theatrical release, but bottom line is the finished movies we want to see. You just said, wait a minute, you're just contradicting yourself. So you go in and you say, hang on a sec. People, I think, are under the impression that I'm saying the sucker has to be released in the movie theater. So I want to give them the impression that that's not what I'm talking about, that the whole point of this is really to release it on VOD, right? Because obviously people have come after you saying, hey, Dakota, what about COVID-19? And you've been like, that's not what I meant. So you went on and you did an addendum. Okay, fair enough, right? And you that, no. VOD, is what I'm talking about. And then you say, or it could be the movie theater. You can't have it. You can't have your cake and eat it too, man. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Please keep sharing and passing this along, and I'll update you all very soon. Update what? What, you think with 500 signatures, Blumhouse is going to look at you and go, hey, that Dakota Frederick guy out in such and such? Better fucking release this movie, man. Who cares about people's health? Who cares what Universal wants to do? And you do understand that David Gordon Green has absolutely unequivocally no say when his movie gets released. None. Zilch. Zero. Nada. None. He has no say. So this is going to fall on deaf ears. Sorry. It should be addressed to Universal Pictures, if anything. All right, let's go back here. Let me go back and let me see here. Where's the oh, hang on a sec. I got to 1 second here. I got to hang on a sec. I just got to get back here and go back over here. I realize I got a few. Okay, and then do this like that. I'm doing on two separate screens here, so appreciate your patience. Let's scroll down and see what people are saying. Hey, Nathan! Nathan says, we shouldn't have to wait because the studio wants more money. The movie's done, release it! Oh, we shouldn't have to wait. Nathan, shut up. Go to bed. Timothy says, it should not be delayed. Delaying this or other movies could jeopardize the ability for theaters to remain operational. Well, that is true. Yes, that is true. If theaters open this year, release the movie as planned. Yes, but Timothy, what you have to understand is that if they open, they're going to open to limited capacity. There is a high potential of people who will not want to go to the movie theater. So you may have a capacity that, let's say, is 50%. So they're allowing 50% capacity, and there will probably be about 2 or 3 seats between everybody, right? But just because there's 50% allowed doesn't mean that 50% will show up, right? So you have to take that into consideration as well. You may allow 50% into the movie theater. You may allow 50% to be sold, but you may only sell 10% of your tickets. And then where are you, right? You don't want to do that. You want to give yourself the best probability of success, Timothy. Come on. Let's see what else they're saying here. Melvin says they've had plenty of time making this movie, even with the pandemic. No reason dragging it out another year. What a naive, ignorant comment. What a naive Melvin. I like the name Melvin. I do like your name, but I think it's time for you to go back to bed. Hector says, can't wait anymore for this masterpiece. He can't. I don't know if that's satirical or if that's sarcastic or what. Has Hector seen it already? I'm not entirely sure. What is that one there? Raekwon? I think it's Raekwon. Raekwon, I think is what it is. I was really looking forward to seeing Halloween Kills this year, and I would appreciate if it was not delayed. Everybody, Raekwon would appreciate if it's not delayed. I'm just saying. And all I really want to see is this all I really want to see this movie. I have been a Halloween fan for 16 years, very specific, since the year 2004. My grandmother, shout out to Raekwon's grandmother. That's some cool shit right there. Was the one who introduced me to Michael Myers back in 2004. Not only hurt, but my stepdad did as well. Wait a minute. Wait. Hang on. What the fuck is Raekwon saying here? And I would appreciate if it was not delayed at all. I really want to see this movie. I have been a Halloween fan for 16 years since the year 2004. My grandmother was the one who introduced me to Michael Myers back in 2004. Not only hurt, but my stepdad did as well. Are you saying that the year 2004 hurt you and your stepdad did as well? Well, fuck your stepdad if he was hurting you. Or maybe it's just a really incoherent, grammatically incorrect sentence. Let's just say that. I have no idea what the hell it is. Yeah, Gypsy Warrior says Raekwon needs a nap. All these people need a nap. Hey, let's move on here. Dan Lee says, it's absolutely ridiculous they're waiting a full year. I love when people put caps. Caps really emphasizes people's disdain and anger for what's going on, right? And you know somebody means business when they're putting in the fucking capital letters. It's absolutely ridiculous they're waiting a full year to release a movie that's been completed for months now. I mean, come on. Just make it a VOD release or keep the original release date. Pushing it a year and 3 months is foolish and a huge slap in the face to the fan base. Can somebody give Dan a call? Because I have this suspicion that Dan is living in the Arctic somewhere. It isn't quite aware of what's been going on around the world. Can somebody... Hey, Bob? Bob?
Yeah.
Can you give Dan a call, please?
Dan?
Yeah, Dan.
All right, what's his number?
555-3576.
All right, I'm on it.
Thanks. Sorry about that. Molly says, we shouldn't have to wait a whole year for this to come out. Molly might be hanging with Dan. I have no idea what's going on there. Bradley says, this Corona is BS and it should be released on time. I don't know what's going on there. Cassandra Cosby. Love that Cosby show. Too bad what happened to Bill Cosby. Hopefully you're not related to Bill Cosby. Anyway, we as fans, so Cassandra here is apparently speaking for everybody. Cassandra is speaking for everybody here. We as fans, Cassandra, I didn't know that somebody appointed you the leader of the Halloween fan base. Cassandra says, we as fans, devoted fans, oh, no doubt about it, waited over a decade for Michael to come back to us. Well, that's not actually true. We waited 9 years. 9 years, not exactly over a decade, but who's counting? It doesn't make sense to force us to wait an entire year. If the movie is ready to be released, then give it to us. I think all these people are like hanging out together in a shack in the Arctic. I really do. And I think they're using like the wood-burning television and shit, and maybe they're using like spotty dial-up Wi-Fi, like, you know, internet or shit. I don't know what's going on, but it seems incredibly... amazing to me, some of these responses. Anyway, Sam de Pice. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't think I can last another year. Well, Jesus, get some help, man. If you don't think you can last another year, then go to the hospital right now, get a full makeup, get a full workup, get an entire checkup done to make sure that you can make it through this year. Because if you're healthy, you'll make it through the year. But if you think you're sick and there's something going on and you don't think you're going to make it through the year, man, you got to fucking get that shit checked out right now. Fuck. Hope Sam's going to be okay. And stop hanging around with these other people. Jeff says, I support family. Jeff, I am so happy you support family because family is one of the most important things. Listen, if we don't have family, we don't have much, right? And that doesn't mean that you got to be nice to people who haven't been nice to you. If you got a miserable piece of shit family that has fucking just been miserable and bastardly to you, just because you're family doesn't mean you have to be nice to them or forgive them. Never, ever forget that, right? Sometimes the best family in the world is not your biological family. But it's great to see that Jeff supports family. What is this? Jacquin? Maybe it's French. I don't know. Anyway, because of don't know, I love these grammatically correct sentences. Because of don't know why they didn't think of releasing the film in theaters and on VOD at the same time. Why would they do the same time? Well, there's reasons for that. And what if the theater capacity is like this next year or for the next 5 years? They can't keep delaying it every year. Well, yes, they can. They likely won't, but they can. And if you don't want it to be delayed for another 5 years, then wear your mask and don't be an idiot and get out there and be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Now, hey, listen, I'm not saying that you know, there are not alternative views to what's going on. You guys know me. I think that it is good to hear from professionals about on both sides of the coin when it comes to COVID-19. I'm not here saying that, you know, there hasn't been poor information that hasn't been released, maybe a bit of misinformation, whether you want to get into an argument, whether that's accidental or on purpose, that's a whole other type of show. But certainly I am the first to say that you know, that there, I wish we could hear more other sides of the coins as well, from professionals, of course, because they are out there. But for Christ's sakes, folks, don't be an idiot and take care of yourselves and just, you know, there's a reason why things are spiking in the United States and nowhere else around the world. Well, I can't say nowhere else around the world, but certainly huge in the U.S. Be safe down there, my fellow American brothers and sisters. Keith Johnson, like that name, Keith. I need to see this movie, and sitting on it purely for financial reasons is shitty. Also, more chance of spoilers getting out there. Get us it soon. Keith, What should we say about Keith? I really don't know what to say about Keith. I think it's just Keith needs to go back to sleep as well. Lois, was it Valerie or Villari? Lois Villari? Villari? I think it's somewhere in there. Maybe I'm butchering that. Lois Villari. I was about to say Valerie, but it's not Valerie. Just types her name. Lois, you don't need to, you see, you don't need to just type your name where your name is already, it just looks sort of self-indulgent. Anyway. Daniel Hunsucker. That's got to be a fake name. Daniel Hunsucker says, we've waited so long for it and make us wait another year. Come on, man. Oh, fuck you, man. Come on. That's why I got to get that thing set up. Release on demand. And he laughs out loud. Maybe he's being sarcastic because of the laugh out loud. Who knows? I won't give too hard of a time to Daniel there. I won't bust his balls too much. Melvin, is this the same Melvin? Did we have a Melvin earlier? I think we did. They've had plenty of time making the movie, even with the pandemic. No reason. Oh, wait a minute. I think I already read that one. I read that one earlier. Let's see here. What do we got here? Christine Gluis. I think that's it. I'm sighing this petition for my daughter. I think you should sign it for your daughter. Listen, if you want to sighing for your daughter, you can do that. If you want to do that instead of sign it, knock yourself out. But really, I think the best thing for you to do is to sign the petition rather than to sighing the petition. I'm just saying, okay? For my daughter, when she says she needed this yesterday, she really did. So when your daughter said she needed this petition to be sighinged yesterday, she really meant it, so you're sighinging it. Okay, sounds good to me. And then we got, I don't even know how the fuck, Aaliyah, whatever the fuck. We need it now. That's great. Nicole Putt says, Halloween needs to come out on the original date. I can't wait to see it, please. God, these people, I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, 1 second here. Oh, why is this not moving down? Wait. There we go. Oh, wait, is that it? Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm at the very end. Maybe that's it. That can't be it. Hang on a sec here. Let me move this up. I got to load more. I love it. Ant Woodward. Ant. This guy's name is, or woman, Ant. Come on, that's not a real name. Ant. Can't be Ant. Because I love the Halloween films and I'm so excited to see the latest one. Well, you'll be excited next year too, Ant. Come on. Michelle says, I love Halloween movies. Don't change the date. Michelle, are you in the Arctic as well? Courtney Poole, Poole says, I know it's about money, but as many Halloween Michael Myers fans, they really are. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I know it's about money, but as many Halloween fans and Michael Myers fans, there really are. Release it for us. The movie will make money because of the fans. You could release it on Facebook Watch or Facebook Watch, Twitter, release it straight to DVD. There y'all's money plus some. Courtney, go back to bed. Haley says, I need the new Halloween movie yesterday. Well, anyway, Cameron says, because I'm in complete agreement and I feel like the spoilers being leaked will ruin the experience for me as a Halloween fanatic, please, at the very least, give it to VOD for like $49.99. Trust me, people will pay for it. Would you pay for it? Would you pay $50 to watch Halloween Kills? Now, some of you will. Oh yeah, for sure. But would you do it? I don't know. Craig says, stop delaying. Smash sad face. Corey says, release the movie on the original date. Do you guys not get what's going on? Why? Dakota, why? Why have this petition? Why? Take that passion that you clearly have. Think of something that's going on in your life that pisses you off, that is not trivial, that's not entertainment, that in the big picture of life doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. There are far more important things going on in the world right now than making a petition because Halloween Kills is not going to be released. What about a petition for Top Gun? What about a petition for Tenet? What about a petition? What about all these other petitions? You don't give a fuck about them? Well, you don't care? You don't care? No, I want Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills. It just irritates me when I see petitions for things that don't fucking matter. Like, what kind of life do you live where this is so important to you that you start a petition on change.org? Like, I would be embarrassed to do that. I would be embarrassed to start a petition because the release date of a movie was pushed. Now, again, I don't take this that seriously. In case you haven't noticed, I'm being, satirical here. I'm poking fun at this. And I would like to believe that Dakota is not 100% serious. He's just kind of having fun, throwing it up there, seeing how many signatures he can get. And you know what? I think at the end of the day, I think in a lot of cases, that's what happens with these petitions on change.org. Does change.org house some real good, significant petitions that maybe sometimes do end up making a dent somewhere? Sure, yeah, they do. But the vast majority of petitions on change.org tend to be trivial nonsense shit like this that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You will be okay. You will be fine waiting another year to see Halloween Kills. You will be fine. You may not like it. That's fine. You're not entitled to like it. And when you hear somebody that says, "Hey, Bob, I heard that Reddit, under the Reddit thread, Halloween Kills, oh my God, spoilers, there's great don't go and look at it. Have some self-control. Don't go look at it. But it's there, and I've got to look at it. I got to look at it. I'm reading it. Oh my God, I'm reading it. Oh my God, there it is. It says Tommy gets out of the car and just stop it. Don't read it. Don't worry about it. Don't surround yourself with assholes who are going to tell you what happens. Just don't do that. If you see even the slightest little, just kind of turn away. It's what I do with anything, Or maybe you're the kind of person that, spoilers, true or not, unconfirmed, unsubstantiated, maybe they don't bother you. For me, it takes a lot to spoil a movie. I mean, we live in a world where Tommy getting out of a car could be a spoiler to some. Don't tell me that. Tommy gets out of a car. Movie spoiled. Michael raises his butcher knife with blood on it. Movie spoiled. I mean, we literally live in a world where there are people that are like that. For me, a spoiler at the end of the day is something that changes the fabric of what you thought was happening or what you thought was possible. Like, I am your father. No, I mean, that's a spoiler, man. That's a spoiler. Finding out that, I don't know, even finding out that Tommy, I don't know, lived in Haddonfield his whole life, let's say. Now, I'm not saying that's true. I have no idea. Maybe he moved on somewhere else and he's come back because he's visiting or because he saw it on the news and he needed to come back to help Lori. I don't know what the situation is there. But even if that were true, that's just a spoiler. Guys, get over yourselves. Come on. Not everything. And Tommy's been there his whole life. Like, Jesus, it's unbelievable. So just don't look at it. You don't need a fucking petition. You'll be okay. Everybody will be fine. You'll be fine. Relax, chill out, calm down, have a beer, have a chocolate milk, have a cookie. You will be okay. Everything is fine. Jesus Christ. Gavin, Halloween is mine and my family's favorite movies. That is amazing. And it was a big letdown for Halloween 2 to be moved to 2021. It's not Halloween 2, it's Halloween Kills. Halloween 2 is 1981 and 2009, depending on who you want to look at. Vanessa Martinez says, she just says her name. Thank you, Vanessa. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. We won't do too many more here. I just wanted to give you guys we'll just do a couple more here. Ernest Hunter says, I was excited to see the movie this year. Well, Ernest, you'll be just as excited to see the movie next year. No, I'm not going to see it. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. I am not. Fuck Blumhouse. I'm not going to go see it. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. It's like these. I'm never shopping here again. Yes, you will. I'm never watching Dave McRae again. I unsubscribe. Yes, you will. Yeah. No.
I'm offended. I'm offended.
I don't care. Anyway, Jason Elliott says, we want the movie now. All right, this will be the last string here because I think you guys get the idea. Alexander, what is that there? Alexander Demit says? Demit says? I'm butchering that. The chat room will let me know. I need my quarantine to go better. I need my quarantine to go better than this. Please don't postpone this on me. It already happened. And Jason Canby says, I think this movie should keep its original release date. Well, yes, everybody thinks, well, not everybody thinks it should. That's naturally what we would like, right? There's no point of waiting. There's no point of waiting another year to see Michael wrecking more mayhem. There's no point. What are we doing? I have this feeling that Jason just woke up. He's living in the Arctic. He just finished seal hunting and polar bear petting, and he's woken up. And he opens up and he goes out. And he's like, and he goes somewhere and he's looking on his phone trying to get Wi-Fi. There's a cell phone tower up there. What? It's delayed? Well, that's fucking stupid. Why would you do that? Well, what's the reason? There's no reason to do that. Edward Toombs says, I'm not a sheep. Well, I'm glad you're not a sheep. Bah, 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 bah. I mean, why? Okay, you're not a sheep. Well, I'm glad. I mean, I'm not a dog. I'm not a pigeon. I'm not a crow. Edward just wants us to know that he's not a sheep. He's not a sheep. I would imagine that because you were able to type on the keyboard and it's spelt correctly, you even have the apostrophe between the I and the M, which not a lot of people do. I would assume that you are a human being and that you are not a sheep. So that's good. Bah! Baby sheep. Bah! Grandpa sheep. Bah! Bah! Michael Jackson sheep. Bah! Anyway. Gary. Oh, my Lord. Gary, come on. Let's just get to the end here. I don't want to wait till 2021. I don't want to wait till 2021. Too bad. You're waiting until 2021. There's so many. As you can see here, there's so many. What's the last year? I want to see the movie. Well, you'll see it next year. This virus is bullshit. I want to see my boy Michael kill. I cannot help but read it like that. This virus is bullshit, man. I want to see my boy Michael kill, bitch. That's how I read that. I mean, I don't know if Damon... fuck yeah, man! I want to see my boy Michael kill, you damn motherfucker. Well, come on, man! Let's fucking do it, bitch! Come on, I don't. There's a pandemic and come on. Fuck COVID, man! I'm going to. Come on, I want you shit ass mother. Come on! Oh, ladies and gentlemen! Oh my goodness! Hey. Anybody, Dakota, if you're watching, busting your balls, man. Busting your balls, having some fun. I don't know you. I don't know any of the people that signed that, and there were a lot more that did. I'm poking fun. I'm having some fun. This is satire, folks. You have to go to the extreme with satire, which I often do here on this channel. I'm poking fun, and there is always some truth in some satire. So I could hear the angry mob now. But
Dave, I'm offended. I'm offended.
It's okay. You will be okay. You're allowed to be offended. You're allowed to not like me. You're allowed to not like the fact that I chose this episode of McRae Live to poke some fun at something that I think is utterly ridiculous, that will not have a dent in the Halloween ether whatsoever, that nobody cares about, nobody gives a shit about. It's not going to gather 500 million signatures, and there's not going to be an angry mob at the doors of Universal Studios in Hollywood demanding for Halloween Kills because there are far more important things in the world than waiting another year for Halloween Kills. Now, again, I understand that this is not it's not that serious, but I thought it was fun. I couldn't believe it when Darren brought it to my attention. I thought, but the fact that somebody even took the time and effort to create it, like, what do you do? Why? Don't worry about it, man. Do you not understand why they're not releasing it because they just, well, we could, but do you not understand? No, well, clearly you don't, because anybody who understands anything about anything that's going on and the business side of how this all works would never do this. And not everybody does, right? And I know there might be some people like, Dave, come on, you're being too hard on them. They're just really passionate fans, who are just trying to, they're just showing their fandom and their love. No, I get that. But you know what? Sometimes somebody needs to step in and say, that's fucking stupid. We cannot live in a kumbaya world where everybody's got it. Well, I can't say that because, they're feeling. No, it's all in how you do it, right? It's all in how you do it. And obviously, again, I'm being satirical and taking it to the extreme. If I was talking to Dakota in person, obviously, I would not say it like this. This is for the show. This is theatrics, and there's truth in what I'm saying, of course. But Dakota, seriously, you don't need to do this. You can remove it. Everybody who signed it, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. There's far more important things to worry about in the world than Halloween Kills not being released. If the world showed the same passion they do with things that don't go their way in the world of entertainment into things that really matter in the world, it'd be a different world. Just saying, it'd be a different world. Let's go over to the some super chats that came in and see what you guys are saying. I think I thought a few super chats came in here. Let me see. I'm not seeing any super. I'm not seeing any super chats. Oh yeah, there they are. Okay, just had to refresh. Intel Wild says, just can't let go of the masterpiece comment by JLC. She should say it's very good, but you can't use that word because it's not. I won't believe a single word she says about, with her saying it's a masterpiece. Don't fucking read into that. You know what is astounding to me, and I do understand it. I do get it, is the amount of stock that, and again, it's good clickbait. It's good for views. It's good for people checking out your videos and your blogs and your websites. I understand that part of it. So I guess I'm sort of already answering my own question here, but for the sake of it, I'll just say it never ceases to amaze me. The amount of people that put so much stock into actors or directors, talking highly about their movies. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not a masterpiece. That doesn't mean that it's not true. It doesn't mean that. But at the end of the day, you don't, especially before the movie comes out, you don't want to put so much stock into what David Gordon Green, John Carpenter, Jason Blum, or Jamie Lee Curtis, or anybody attached to the project says about the movie in a glowing fashion. You sort of take it as a note and go, oh, that's interesting, okay, and just put it in the back of your head. I would never do a video on it. And listen, for those that do, all the power to you. But for me, I'm talking about me, I would never do it because it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. It doesn't mean anything. That's their job. And in a lot of cases, they're contractually obligated to talk highly of the movie. So they could hate the movie and still be contractually obligated to say positive things about it anyway. I mean, maybe not it's a masterpiece, but they wouldn't be going on Kimmel and Fallon going, well, so, I saw the things, fucking bullshit movie. It was just garbage. And like that, they can't do that. They can't do that. So I just never put any stock into, did you hear that Jamie Lee? Who cares? And this is no offense to Jamie Lee Curtis, but it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. You know what I mean? What means something would be if, like when a movie is released, and even test screenings don't mean anything at the end of the day because it's a very small sample size and there are focus groups involved and there's a whole thing around that. So it doesn't, I mean, it's a better, and I say that with a grain of salt, a better idea of what may be to come, but even that is not a good accurate rendition, really, or a good idea, I should say. At the end of the day, the best is just to wait till the movie is released, and then if you haven't seen it yet and you don't mind spoilers, you check out what people are saying on Twitter, because then you get a better sense of whether, of what's going on. Never put any stock into what Curtis says. No offense to Curtis. I mean, I'm not coming down on her personally. I'm just saying that It doesn't mean anything. Intel Wild sends in a super chat again, says, Dave, if I was to send in a donation but gift it to someone else in the chat room when you do a Billy-a-thon, is that cool? I'd like to do that. Send me an email and let me know your idea for that, and we'll see if we can make it work. Yes, I don't see why not. We'll see if we can make that work, but I want to make sure that we have handled it correctly. So just send me an email today, tomorrow, whenever. There's no rush, and we'll see if we can work that out. You can send me an email through the Indiegogo campaign. A message there. Jim Dorsey, talking to Frank, says, will Blum listen to Dakota's wishes? I don't know. Josh McGrath says, Dave, do you know how much we all love you? I don't, but hopefully more people like me than not like me. I will just say that. But you're not doing something right. You're not doing something right if somebody doesn't like you. I don't do this to get people to like me. I do it because I'm passionate about doing it. And you let the chips fall where they may. Anthony T says, Dave, help. People are disagreeing over the teaser. I said, Lori says, let it burn. And they said, let him burn. What is the correct answer? It's let it. It's it. She says it both times. I don't hear her saying let him at all. I don't hear her say, let him burn, let it burn, let it burn, let him burn. No, both times, as far as I know, she says it. Let it burn, let it burn. And by all accounts, she's talking about the house. I don't think she's talking about Michael at all. So that's what I would say. Now, I haven't watched the teaser since it came out, so I'll have to go back and watch that. But that is what I'm thinking. Drummer72 says, Dave, some of us have lost jobs, really have nothing to look forward to. H Kills was it for many of us. I might be here in a year. The way things are going. Well, I certainly hope you're going to be here in a year for the way things are going. And that's okay too, yeah. But listen, and I say this with all due respect, I'm poking fun because in the big picture, there are far more important things to worry about than Halloween Kills. You may be looking forward to it, and that's okay. And it may be disappointing for you. And I understand that. I do. But if you're living your life, if all that you have riding on for your existence in this life is whether Halloween Kills is going to be released or not, you need to start setting your mind on other things. You need to start seeking help. You need to start maybe doing the best you can to start surrounding yourself with people that can help lift you up. If that was all you had, there are other wonderful things to look forward to. There are friendships. There are people you can talk to. There are channels like this, right? There's It's Me, Billy. There's Dylan's New Nightmare. There's other things going on. There's the guys at Wham, right, who keep us entertained. There are other things going on. I understand the disappointment, but if that was it, if whether Halloween Kills is released or not is the make or break whether you exist, then it runs deeper than Halloween Kills. Your situation runs deeper than Halloween Kills. And this isn't really about Halloween Kills at all. This is about the situation that you've unfortunately been put in because of COVID-19. And anybody who has lost their job because of that is not a funny thing. I mean, that is a very serious, unfortunate set of circumstances. But if you were putting all your eggs into one basket and riding on the release of a movie, then my advice would be to pull it back and start to spread those eggs out a bit and start to get and again, I don't pretend to know your situation, but my general advice would be to do the best you can, to stay positive, to surround yourself with people who can lift you up, right? Because like I always say, half the battle of success is surrounding yourself with the right people. That could be financial success, that can be emotional success, that can be, getting through hard and difficult times. That's what you need to do. Don't put all your eggs into one basket, and especially when it's such an unstable set of circumstances. We knew that the likelihood of Halloween Kills being delayed, we've known that for months. This should not be shocking news. It should not be shocking news because movies outside of Halloween Kills have been delayed. Movie theaters are closed. I know some are opening up now, but they're about to shut down again because of everything that's going on. The movie theaters up here have been closed the whole time. They've been closed since March. There's nothing up here but drive-ins. So we've known this for a lot. This should not be a surprise. And if it is a surprise, then that means that you either have not been paying close attention to what's going on, you don't believe the severity of it, or you've been putting too many of your eggs into one basket. So this didn't surprise me at all. We knew the likelihood of this was, well above 75%, and, so that's my advice is to take a step back, take a breath, buddy. You're going to be okay. And I know you can get through this very difficult time. I know you can get through it. 100%. I know you can, man. Let me see here. Warren Armour says, getting through having cancer, tough times for me. Well, again, man, stay strong. You can get through this. You can definitely get through it. Whatever it is that anybody is going through, whatever it is, emotionally, physically, stay strong, stay positive, because in moments of despair, sometimes hope is all we have. Watch The Shawshank Redemption for inspiration. It's that great line where it's like, hope is a good thing. And so, I'm paraphrasing, but he says like, hope is a good thing. And sometimes it's the best of things, or sometimes it's the only thing, or something like that. Great line. Never lose that hope. Never lose that belief. One of my favorite, movies of all time. Josh McGrath says, I'm suffering from very concerning symptoms of COVID-19. You're not the only one. I know certain people very close to me who are having a very difficult time emotionally with this. And my partner's 2 years, and tomorrow is me and my partner's 2-year. Congratulations. And I can't even see him because of my symptoms. And these people are upset about not seeing a movie. Well, it's true. Everybody's circumstance is different, and everybody's feelings to certain people are very real to them. And that's understandable. But again, the best thing I can say is just to take deep breaths. We will get through this. We're all going to get through this. Look at it as a challenge. If you're somebody that doesn't buy into the official thing, if you're somebody that thinks there's more going on, then just look at it as a challenge. Just be calm, cool, collected. You're going to get through this. Everybody, we're all going to get through this. No matter what side of the fence you fall politically, no matter where your views are on COVID-19, we will get through this, 100%. Justin Simonson sends in a super chat and says, a Charlie Bowles film about him eating bad tacos was the reason why he got up from the table that night. Ebbs hit him hard with revenge. Oh, EBS. You mean IBS? Irritable bowel syndrome? Is it known as EBS too? Yes, that's what it is. That's what it was, my man. That's what it was. Yeah, I could not agree more. That's what was going on. Let me see here. Jonathan Ball says, hope you recover, bro. An old army metaphor. Take an hour at a time, one foot in front of the other. Could not agree more. Yep, absolutely. Again, anybody who's going through anything, just take that deep breath. Don't lose hope, because sometimes it's all you have. Sometimes, and it can be a very powerful thing. It sounds cliche, it may sound cheesy, but the mind really can be a very powerful tool to help people through very difficult, hopeless, helpless times. It's happened many times before in the past, and it can with everybody here, 100%. Nolan Knight says 2020 is officially the worst year of this decade. So far, that's right. So far, well, hopefully things get off to a better start next year. Robert Thidoff says, Dave, how about creating It's Me, Billy COVID-19 masks to raise production money and also for advertising to try and raise more money? It's not a bad idea. I sort of want to stay out of that arena with it at the moment. I just think it's a little, I just kind of want to stay away from that at the moment. It's not a bad idea, and I think people would buy it, but I don't know. At the moment, it's because it's such a hot political thing right now. It shouldn't be, but it is. And I just kind of want to remove everything that could be perceived as a statement from the campaign at the moment. That doesn't mean we won't eventually do it, but because we've thought about it. I mean, it's a cool idea. But at the moment, we're sort of just kind of walking that balancing act. And by the way, yes, the link to the Indiegogo campaign for It's Me, Billy is in the description, folks. We've raised at this moment over 33,000 Canadian dollars, just over 24,000 US dollars. You guys are amazing. We cannot believe how much we've raised so far. We have about 48 days left to go. We're at about 55% raised. We got to keep this train moving. It's Me Billy-a-thons are coming up in the near future as well, where we will raise money for that through super chats and encourage people to donate and buy perks as well. But anything you can offer. I do notice that there are some people that have donated as well. They haven't gone back. Like some people who have already picked up some perks have gone back and tossed, $50 or $100 or $5 or $2 in terms of a donation. And that is amazing. That's amazing. I mean, the fact that you guys are doing that is amazing. Because like I said, it doesn't matter, how we raise it as long as we raise it. So any little bit helps. We've done really well. Things have really slowed down. Like I said, they would. The pace that we were on for the first week was just not sustainable. But there's still a lot of perks left and there's still a lot of cool things there. And like I said, if there's nothing that interests you, you can make a donation. That's possible too. And you can make a donation as little as $2. So, times are tough right now. Not everybody is in the same financial situation. Times have improved for some, have remained the same for others. But just wanted to toss it out there again and let you guys know that the campaign is there. This is a high production value fan film. This is not an amateur fan film. This is not it is a high production, professionally produced and shot movie. So if we can get close to our production budget, that's only going to help in that regard. And we're really excited to bring Billy back for our Black Christmas fan film. And if you like the teaser trailer, that is literally just the tip of the iceberg, as they say, in what you're going to get for this film. So again, anything can help, no matter how big or small, is greatly appreciated as well. So check it out if you have not checked it out yet. Let's see here. Nick P was here, says same stuff. Yeah, all jokes aside, times are tough. They are. They're absolutely tough, man. They're absolutely tough. The movie fanatic says, Dave, did you know that they were going to get Tony Moran to play the full Michael Myers for H2? He ended up rejecting the offer. I've never heard that. Where did you hear that from? Was that from Tony's mouth? Because I would be very suspicious of anything that comes out of his mouth. But if it's in a Halloween 2 documentary where Tommy Lee Wallace mentioned it, or Rick Rosenthal mentioned it, or John Carpenter, or Deborah Hill, or somebody, I'm not saying it isn't true, but no, I've never heard that before. I just want to know who the source is. Edwin Sordo says, good morning, Dave. How would you feel if tomorrow there was an It's Me Billy petition? Oh, I'd be embarrassed. I think it was crap because there are far more important things to petition than to raise money for my fan film. You know what I mean? I mean, this is entertainment, and entertainment is important. It's important because it keeps us sane. It keeps us entertained. It helps us through difficult and emotional times. That's really important as well. But in the big picture, there are far more important things to do than to raise money to start a petition to raise money for It's Me, Billy. Or maybe you meant to start a petition to get rid of It's Me, Billy. I have no idea. But I think you meant the former. So no, I would say that I'd be embarrassed. I'd be very embarrassed. And I would say, I would ask the person who created that to take it down. I would say, you need to take that down because I don't endorse this. I don't condone it. And I would make a video about it. It would be pointless for them to do so because there would be a video of me calling it out, condemning it. No, I don't, that's just silly. You know what I mean? So no, that'd be embarrassing. Warren Armour says they interviewed Tony on YouTube. Oh, so it's from Tony? Listen, maybe it's true. It's entirely possible. You never know, but I doubt it. I doubt very much that they seek Tony Moran to play Michael Myers in Halloween 2. I doubt it. And if the source is Tony Moran, well, that source is suspect. Just think of Tony Moran as essentially the We Got This Covered site, okay? If there's one thing that I know about We Got This Covered, it's that they rarely have anything covered. So let me just say that. Jurassic Production says, writer who got an award at a film festival helping out with the script. So I'd say COVID has now become a blessing. Help your movies writer who got an award at a film festival helping out with the script. I don't understand. Who's a writer that got an award at a film festival who's helping out with a script? So I'd say COVID has now become a blessing. Hope your movie's good, which I'm sure it is. Well, we haven't shot the movie yet. Yeah, look, I mean, if there's one thing that COVID-19 has been able to afford certain people is more development and more pre-production time. And because we don't have studio executives breathing down our neck, we're not doing it for anybody except for the fans and ourselves. We can take that time. I know Cecil is as much as it was difficult, because we were supposed to shoot Dylan's New Nightmare at the end of May. I was going to fly to Phoenix the day after my 41st birthday. And of course we couldn't do that for obvious reasons. So now it's been delayed again. And I know Cecil is eyeing September, but I mean, the Canadian-US border is closed till the end of August now. So I don't know what's going on. If I can't get to Phoenix, I can't be Freddie. So it'll have to be likely delayed until I can get down there. And but it's afforded him the time to go over the script, fine tune and polish, and the same with us. I mean, Bruce and I just recently did another draft of the script. Now, when I say we did another draft, I don't mean that we did the whole thing, but we've tweaked certain things, certain scenes, taken things out, added a bit of dialogue to help sort of fill out some context. We've done that, and it's improved the script. We feel it's improved the script. So definitely it's afforded us this time, because right now, if there was no COVID-19, we would have been, the Indiegogo campaign for It's Me, Billy would have ran through April and May. We would be well deep into pre-production now. But we lost 3 months because of it. Sucks, because we wanted to shoot in November, at the end of November, and that's still possible. If we can raise the production budget or get close, it's still possible that we could shoot at the end of November, but COVID-19 may affect that. I mean, we have to go, because it's a professional shoot, we have to go through all the rules and regulations of COVID-19 that's been passed down by the Ministry of Labor from Ontario, the province of Ontario, in regards to film and TV production and the sets. It will likely be a closed set, so the only people on the It's Me, Billy set will be the cast and crew, nobody from the outside, no family, no friends, things like that. We'll have to have masks on set, we'll have to have sanitizer and everything, and we have to do it by law. So I mean, it's a who knows? I mean, but we could get to November and there could be a huge spike here in Canada and we ain't shooting. The good news about that, though, is that we will have run our campaign and we will at least have the money. So the money will be sitting in an account ready to go. And that's the upside to having to wait until things clear again. But yeah, I mean, it's a crazy time for everybody. It's a crazy, crazy time for everybody. But yes, Jurassic Productions, it does afford us the time to at least fine tune and polish. I guess that's the upside there. Let me see. Did I miss any super chats? I did. Let's see here. I'm going back. Okay, Anthony T says, Dave, oh no, I read that one. Brandon Barry says, Dave, thanks for the laugh, taking my mind off waiting on COVID results. Oh, I'm with you, buddy. You'll be okay. And no problem. Justin Simonson says, I read that one. I must have missed the Brandon Barry one. My apologies, Brandon. Justin Simonson says, do you think Blum will ask Daniel Harris to return with a Retcon 5 sequel? With a Retcon 5, where are you here? I missed you. With a Retcon 5 sequel after the Ends trilogy ends. No, not at all. Frank Riker sends in a super chat. Thanks, buddy. Says, Dave, just had breakfast in bed with Blum. Frank, I love you. With Blum, and he told me about the delay. The cause was someone took the negative of kills and recorded old 50s porn over it. They have to reshoot. Sorry, I can't control them. That's what it is. Frank, I knew it was something like that. Frank deserves the rim shot. That's what he deserves, folks. I love it. Frank is so connected. I mean, he's having breakfast in bed with Blum. I mean, you cannot get any more connected than that. Unbelievable, Frank. SPC Bird 3171993 says, hey, Dave, hope things are well. They're doing pretty good. What do you think about Allison possibly becoming like Laurie by the end of Halloween Ends? Well, if by Laurie you mean sort of, I think Allison will have that arc. I think there will be an arc for Allison in that regard. I think she will, and that's natural. I think when you go through something, that doesn't mean that she wouldn't suffer from PTSD, that she wouldn't need some serious help after everything she's been through. But I think what is going to help the character of Allison, or make it believable that by the end of Halloween Ends, she's somebody that is maybe even stronger than her grandmother, is that she strikes me as somebody who is stronger than Laurie Strode was anyway. Allison, although Allison was the Laurie Strode teenager girl of Halloween 2018, for all intents and purposes. I mean, if you had to point to somebody who was the young Laurie Strode in the movie, you'd point to Allison. She strikes me as somebody who she's not, Laurie Strode in the original Halloween was a virgin. I'm not saying Allison isn't, but I'm just saying she was more shy, sweet, unassuming. Allison strikes me as somebody who has a bit of fire in her, is somebody that is not, she's sweet and she's a good person, but she's not afraid to necessarily tell you where to go. She's not afraid to sort of speak up. Whereas I think Laurie had to learn that behavior and learn, to become a stronger person. And what she went through in the original Halloween sort of helped in that. But because she's also a more insecure, naturally insecure, quieter, introverted person, the trauma of that night also had a very deep effect on her. And of course, it was during a time when getting professional help wasn't common. It wasn't commonplace. To seek professional help in 1978 for PTSD was very far and few between. And the science is not what it is now. And the therapy and the treatment is not what it is now. And so I think Laurie suffered, was a byproduct of its time as well. I think Allison is a stronger character from the get-go. I don't mean strong. I don't mean she's like a Ripley or like a Linda Hamilton. I don't mean like that. I just mean that she's got a bit of a stronger personality. She's not quite as shy. She's shy, but not quite as shy. And I think that natural fire that I think exists in her will help her to overcome any sort of long-term effects that she may have. And of course, if she needs to get help, there is that help now, which wasn't there 40 years ago. And I think that going through it with her grandmother as well, and seeing her grandmother and having that relationship that she clearly has with her grandmother. She clearly has a better relationship with her grandmother than she does her mother. That was very well established to me in the first movie. That I think that will also help. So I think she's already strong, but I don't think she will suffer the same long-term effects that her grandmother did for the reasons that I've stated here. Hopefully that answered your question. Reese Wilson sends in a very generous super chat. Thank you so much, Reese, my man. And Reese, I saw that you made a donation to the campaign. Buddy, you're amazing. Sincerely, amazing. Every little bit helps. Doesn't matter how big, small. Amazing, man. Amazing. We really appreciate it. Hot take. Ooh, he's got a hot take. John Carpenter and Busta Rhymes drive the truck that pick up the Strodes. The window opens and they are revealed in a haze of Carpenter's cigarette smoke. And Busta exclaims, "We're still shooting Dangertainment." Oh, that would be funny. I would laugh at that. Man, that would be funny. Oh my God, that would be funny. I think it was hilarious. I would. Like, obviously not in a real movie context, but in like a fan film or like not even a fan film, like a spoof, like a, something spoofy that they just decide to do for, I don't know, Halloween Resurrection's 20th anniversary in 2022. Something like that might be kind of funny. I think it was hilarious. I think it was hilarious. That's that's funny, man. Let's see here. Justin Simonson says, last question before I go back to work. You think Deborah Hill, maybe if she was still alive, could have gotten JC to make a Halloween film? John Carpenter. I don't think so. And I think the reason for that is because we have to remember that, I mean, they did share a connection, obviously. When they were making the original Halloween, I don't know how many people know this, but they were dating. I mean, they were boyfriend and girlfriend when they made the original Halloween. And then they broke up sometime after that, I guess. And obviously, John Carpenter ended up dating, what's-her-face there from The Fog. Oh, God, I forget her name now. Chat room will let me know. Why am I blanking on her name? The chat room will let me know. I'm blanking on her name. The woman in The Fog playing lighthouse chick. Why am I blanking on this? Come on, chat room. Carpenter and her. Adrienne Barbeau. That's it. Thanks. Hey, Reese, coming to my defense. Thanks, Reese. That's right. Adrienne Barbeau. That's right. I always forget that. I know her and John Carpenter had a thing for a bit too. I think... No, I don't think so. I think if Deborah Hill had approached John Carpenter doesn't strike me as the kind of person that has any issues telling people what he thinks and what he wants. And I mean, could she have? Maybe, you never know. But I don't think they were particularly close when she died. I mean, they knew each other, but they weren't together, and she was producing her own movies, and I don't think she was producing any of his. Was she? She may have produced a couple, actually. Actually, she may have. Who knows? I say no, though. I say no. I just don't think Carpenter wanted to do it. You know, I mean, he was going to do Halloween H2O, but he wanted something like $10 million to do it. And they're like, dude, that's like fucking more than the budget. No, we can't do that. You know, I don't know if it was, but, he's like, hey, forget. He doesn't want to. It's a thing that people have to understand about fandom as well, is that a lot of the times movies will mean more to the fans than they do the filmmakers, because the filmmakers are not in the same, they don't see it from a fan's perspective. They can be fans, and fans can make movies like JJ making, you know, Star Wars or you know, some people who have made, you know, the Marvel films and, you know, things like that. You can be fans and make movies, and sometimes it can turn out bad and sometimes it can turn out good. But the fans will always know more about everything to do with the universe and the world than the filmmakers or the actors ever do, because it's a job. And once they are done working on that, they move on to other things. It's like how, think of it, here's a weird analogy, but okay, so you go into, it's like, well, sometimes, I was going to use an analogy, but it's a faulty analogy because there are loopholes in it. Anyway, the point I'm making is that you become very passionate and obsessed about a certain property, but the people who made that have moved on and are doing other things, meeting other people, getting obsessed over they're not connected to the lore and the mythology and the characters and the universe in the same ways that the fans are. That's why there are many times people will ask Mark Hamill something about Star Wars or something, and he'll be like, I don't know. I don't remember. But he doesn't care. It was a job. He did the job, and then he moved on to do other jobs, you know, and it's not that he doesn't care. I mean, he knows obviously a lot, but it's just when Carpenter moved on from Halloween, it's like, I'm not obsessed the way you are. You know, I made it. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I know a lot about it because I made it, but you will always know more about Halloween than John Carpenter ever will. Always. You always will, because you're neck deep into it. You're neck deep into the interviews and the side interviews and the mythology and the books and the comics and the artists and the posters and the actors and the conventions and the memorabilia and the T-shirts and the documentaries and he doesn't know. You know what I mean? He didn't even remember who Tony Moran was. No, excuse me. He didn't even remember Tony Moran's name. I believe Tony Moran said that, or somebody said that. Maybe it was Sean Clark that said that. I can't remember, but somebody said that he didn't even remember him. I mean, he remembered there was obviously a guy they got to play the unmasked Michael, but he didn't remember what his name was. And why would he? It was all for like maybe a couple hours, one Saturday night in 1978. The fuck would I remember his name for? I have no idea. He came in, he did his thing, and he left. I obviously remember the part, but I don't remember the guy's name. But we'll never forget the name, Tony Moran. You ask John Carpenter, he'd be like, I don't fucking know. Tony Moran. He'd be like, oh, okay, sure. So it's just, and a lot of people are like, but you can find similar things in our own lives, right? There are certain things that you do that may become attractive to somebody else that they remember. And you're like, I just don't remember that. It's not as important to me as it was to you. I sometimes have that on my channel where there are things that I will talk about or say or mention that people glom onto, and then they'll bring it up like a year later. And I'm like, I just don't remember that. I'm sorry. I'm not saying I didn't. I'm not saying that there isn't a video where I talked about that, but I just don't remember it because I'm not watching my video. I don't ever go back and watch my shit. I mean, sometimes I will initially watch it to make sure that everything's okay. But it's not like I'm going back and watching anything, So, anyway, it's interesting, but no, I don't think Deborah Hill, because of John Carpenter's personality, and because of his no bullshit approach, now he's just not afraid to tell anybody how he feels. I don't think she could have persuaded him. I don't think so. And I don't even think she would have rather what she wanted to. Really, at the end of the day, in my opinion. And John Carpenter making a Halloween movie doesn't mean it's going to be good. It doesn't mean that at all, Okay, we'll take this thing to 12:30. We'll go another 15 minutes here on the show. Episode 80 of McRae Live, 257 people watching. Amazing. I wonder if it's because I'm talking Halloween and I have a thumbnail that says roasted, probably. Darren Sand says, imagine someone asking you intricate details about 4 weeks at work that you had 40 years ago. I can't even remember what I did last week. Bang on, man. Bang on. There are people that have asked me about, and this is like I did, one of the trailers that I did and I'm not the only one that did it. There are other voice actors that did, but I was fortunate enough to be one of the guys that did a trailer for the movie It Chapter 1. And that was amazing. That was awesome. But I've done other trailers before. I've been doing this for a very long time. When I went in to record for the It trailer, it was pretty standard. It's a normal session, like it's any other session. And I've had people ask me, what was it like, to work? And and I'm like, I don't know. I went in and there was the sound engineer and there was the director and I think there was a producer there, but I can't even remember. And I saw the spot and I was able to see the spot obviously before anybody else. And there was the script and we did a couple of takes and then they asked me if I wanted to do a couple of things. And because we actors can be our own worst critics, and I felt that the first couple of takes were okay, but I think I could have done better. So but there was nothing else. They were asking me all these intricate questions about the process and about what the director was saying, and I'm like, I don't know. Just how do you feel, or just because I'm not. When you're in that zone, very rarely are you soaking it up and thinking about anything beyond the work that needs to be done, and so it's true. It's true. Like, we often forget that this is a job, and it's not the only side that is glitzy and glamorous is the end result. There are many times where I will go to do a trailer or a promo, whatever, and it will take me all of 15 minutes to record it because they do, a couple different takes. And then I will be sitting waiting in the lobby of the recording studio for maybe an hour because then they have to send it to wherever they're sending it to get client approval. And I'll just be waiting. I'm just sitting there. Now I'm being paid obviously to be there, but I'm just waiting. And that's not exciting. Most of acting is waiting. You ask any actor and they will say most of acting is waiting. Most of it is just sitting there in a chair waiting for the crew to set up the lights, waiting for the director to work with the DP to craft the shots, and all that's just, and then you get on and maybe you act for 5 minutes doing the scene a couple of times, and then like, okay, cut, that's great. And then you got to move on to the next scene, which is in another part of the house, and they got to strike everything down. That's what it's called when you tear everything down, right? They got to strike it down. And then they set everything up again in another room, and that will take, a couple hours, and there you are again, sitting in a chair. I mean, really, that is making movies, and it's probably more making movies is probably, there's probably an argument to be made that making movies is like the process of making the movie is probably more fun, if I could use that word, for the filmmaker than it is the actor. Not that it's not fun. I mean, not that there isn't funness to it, and not that, oh my God, like I'm on the set of the Avengers, holy, but that wears off pretty quick, depending on how far you get in your career. And, most of acting is waiting, and that, you wait for your call. It's probably more fun, and it isn't always fun because it's a lot of hard work, but it's probably more fun per se for the filmmakers because you're always doing something. There's always something to be done, and you're talking about the shots and the lighting and crafting and envisioning, and then you're working with the actors, and so there's rarely a moment where you're just sitting there doing nothing. You know what I mean? Unless you're having lunch, or sleeping. So yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. Jonathan Ball says, Dave, what is one of your favorite trailers? One that haunted me as a kid was for the horror movie Demons with their glowing eyes. I would say one of my favorite trailers is for the first Jaws. I love that trailer. And that voice actor, I forget his name now. He was Canadian. He was an actor as well. He was a black man, and had a great voice. And he had done a lot of trailers in the 70s and 80s. If you listen to the trailer for Jaws, the original Jaws, you'll recognize his voice. He did a lot of trailers, and he was a Canadian. He's dead now. He's been dead for a long time. But and I'm not talking about Don LaFontaine. He was not him. He's dead too, but that's not what I'm talking about. I forget his name now, but he was great. And I love that Jaws trailer. I love it. I love the final line. He says something like, "It's as if God created the devil himself and gave us Jaws," or something. It's something like that. And I'm just like, oh yeah, it's the way he says it. I'm like, yes. Love that fucking trailer. It's so great. Let's see here. Gary Rangel says, Dave, if Mustafa Akkad was still alive, how would he respond to this new timeline? Or would he be okay with it right away as long as Michael Myers was alive? I don't know, Gary, but I think there's a high probability that he would probably be completely okay as long as Michael Myers was alive. Listen, Mustafa Akkad, I don't want to talk negatively about him. I mean, he was a very sweet man, and obviously if it wasn't for him, I can't say if it wasn't for him, there would be no Halloween, because we don't know that. Irwin Yablans may have seeked out another, producer and who had money. So Halloween may still have been made, but certainly Mustafa Akkad stepped up to the plate. But he, and this is not unknown. I mean, he said, I have no idea about this. I don't know about this. I don't make these kinds of movies, but here you go, kind of thing, right? And then he saw that it was a huge moneymaker. He was all about the money. He didn't really care about the story he cared about certain things, but he cared mostly about Michael Myers. And so, yeah, I think there's a high probability that he wouldn't give a fuck. He wouldn't give a fuck. If somebody said, hey, let's make a sequel to Resurrection now, he'd be like, okay, let's do it. I'm not saying he would, but it wouldn't surprise me. So I love him, but, sometimes I wish somebody could have said, Mustafa, don't think we should do this. Doesn't matter, we're doing it. It's like, yeah, no, but I don't think we should do it. But he is, as somebody have called him, the Godfather of Halloween. I don't think I would call him the Godfather of Halloween. I don't know if I would. He's important. He's very important. But I think really the Godfather is Irwin Yablans. And I'm not saying that because I know him or have had dinner with his family. I'm not saying that because of that. I'm saying it because when you look at the chronological sequence of events, and how Halloween came to be, I think if you were to point to somebody who is responsible for beginning it and bringing it to at least a point where it could be financed, that was Irwin Yablans. And Irwin Yablans it was his idea to set it on Halloween and call it Halloween as well. It was his idea for the iconic poster too. So I think and I know that him and Carpenter had a falling out, and Can we have 2 Godfathers? I mean, is that possible? I just don't think we should undermine Irwin Yablans' importance to at least getting the ball rolling. Because if it wasn't for Irwin, there would be no Halloween. If there wasn't for Mustafa, yes, there would be no Mustafa Akkad Presents Halloween, but Irwin may have taken it to somebody else. It may not have come out in 1978. Maybe it would have come out in 1979 or 80, depending on how long it took for him to find another, financier to get on board. And again, I'm not minimizing Mustafa Akkad's contribution to the Halloween film or the franchise. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I think we cannot forget about Irwin as well. And the beginnings of that. It wasn't Carpenter's idea. I mean, John Carpenter wrote it and directed it, but it wasn't his inception. He didn't think of, hey, I want to do a low-budget horror movie and call it Halloween. That was all Irwin. So we cannot forget about that either. There are certain people that we can't forget. And we can't undermine Mustafa Akkad's contribution as well. But yeah, anyway. Yep. Let me see here. A couple of super chats came in. Let me go back. All right. David King sends a super chat and says, just joined your Patreon after 3 years as a subscriber. I saw that, man. I want to say thank you for your 3 great and entertaining years. You're the best. Well, thank you so much, David. I really appreciate you becoming a patron, a level 3 patron, I might add. Really awesome stuff. Your name is now on the Patreon card as well. I really appreciate that, man. Chris Baber sends in a super chat and says, to the channel. Thank you, Chris. Really appreciate that. Frank Riker says, to the sexy MFers in the chat. Frank, I love when you do that. Awesome shit. And then Grant McGowan says, Dave, what's your favorite pizza? Ooh, my favorite pizza would be maybe a Meat Lover's pizza. You know what? I got to say, though, I know not everybody likes this. I know not everybody does, but I love pineapple on my pizza. I like pineapple on my pizza. I do. So maybe like pineapple and like bacon and sausage and mushroom or something. I don't know, something like a nice pizza like that. Ooh, I do like pizza. Although I haven't had pizza in a very long time. But I do love pizza. I do love it. I do love it. Aaron Click says, Dave, what kind of audio will be featured in It's Me, Billy? Will it be standard stereo or some kind of multi-channel surround sound? I don't know yet. It will probably be mixed in 5.1, probably. Now, there's not a lot to take from It's Me, Billy that would utilize surround sound. So you can watch it on your phone or in stereo on a computer or, whatever. And you're not going to really lose anything. Because it's not a film it's not like watching a, Avengers movie where, there's so much going on and you want to hear things behind you and around you. And, so it will probably be mixed that way, but whether you'll notice a difference between stereo and 5.1, I don't, well, you will notice a difference, but it'll be either or. Obviously, we haven't come to that point yet because obviously we haven't shot the movie yet. So we got to raise that production budget, folks. We got to raise that production budget. And then we'll see what happens. DMT Infinity. Ooh, those slices of pizza look amazing. Wayne Gawkey said, well, Mustafa Akkad wouldn't have agreed with H. Kill's high body count because he always warned that Halloween shouldn't be like Friday the 13th. That's a good point. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a good point. Although, with age, people tend to soften. If Mustafa Akkad was around now, he might be like, oh, who cares? It's Michael. Do it. Money. Hey, listen, if he was around to see a Halloween, if he was around today and he had his name on Halloween 2018 and that movie made $258 million at the box office, I guarantee you we might see a different Mustafa Akkad. Because that's never been done before. It's the highest grossing slasher movie in motion picture history. It's never been done before. No Halloween movies even come close to that. So if he were alive today, I think you'd see something. I think you'd see something. Tabitha Short says, I love pineapple on my pizza. I love it too. I do. I don't know why people don't like pineapple on their pizza. I like pineapple on pizza. Mariana M. Hawk says, hi, Dave. What do you think with this new wave of censorship where everything's offensive or not politically correct? Well, again, I don't tend to go the political route on my channel because I like to keep things sort of fresh and fun here. But I will say that I've said this before. The important thing for me is it's all about nuance and context. And I think people need to have thicker skin. And what worries me is the apparent removal of nuance and context. And context matters. It matters. And that doesn't mean that it's void of consequence, but context matters, and context is important, and nuance is important. We live in a world where it's many shades of gray. As much as people would like to tell you that things are black and white, or they want to make the world, black and white, no pun intended, obviously, with everything that's going on now with the whole racial side of things, but I don't mean it in that context. See, nuance, context. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, right? That kind of stuff is so important, understanding what I'm saying, what I mean, and you have to implement nuance to be able to understand that, and context. And what appears to be this void of trying to get rid of all of that and render things very sort of yes, no, black, white, without any gray area or nuance is what worries me the most out of anything. Dead Real Society says, hey, Dave, would love to see you and Bruce do a horrors Halloween Grounds original Black Christmas filming location thing for the It's Me Billy Blu-ray Extra. Keep up the good work, buddy. I can't say anything, but I'll just not say anything. I'm just not going to say anything. So it might be difficult because, especially with the original Black Christmas house, it's on a private it's a private residence. It's a heritage house right now, and it's on a private laneway. So it can be difficult to access that. But you never say never. I don't want to talk too much. Don't want to set up any unrealistic expectations, of course. But you never know. I'm over time here. I just hit time. All right, folks, listen, I got to go. I got things I have to do. That is going to do it for me for episode 80 of McRae Live. I want to thank my moderators, Frank Riker, Darren Sands, Jason Nike, and Tabitha Short for doing what you do. You guys, you know how I feel about you guys. You guys are amazing that you're here each and every day to do this. Amazing stuff. And to all the super chats that came in, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Keeps these shows going, keeps the channel going. And thank you so much for the non-super chat questions, of course, as well. As I always say, if I don't get to your question, it is not personal. There's just a lot of people in the chat room. Oh, there was a super chat that came in that I missed. Let's see it here. There's a... let me see. There was a super chat that came in. It scrolls by. Yes, Demi... Dead Aim Gun Con. Dead Aim Gun Con. Thanks for the laughs today. Thank you, Dead Aim Gun Con, for tuning in. I think that was... Was that the, yes, that's I think it's the last one I missed. Frank going hard in the paint. Frank, I can always count on Frank. He's got my back. I love it. You guys are amazing. I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 81 of McRae Live. I mean, pending anything that comes up where I can't, but you guys will always know that prior. So stay strong. Stay safe out there, and if you're somebody that is upset and offended by my roast at the beginning of this video about the petition, calm down, relax. It's all in fun, folks. It's all in fun. In the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you guys soon. Cheers.